While reading Romans 3:21 through 26, I got the feeling that the central concept is the truth said of God's righteousness, which is made for all solely through Jesus Christ alone. Upon reflection of this passage, I see that everyone, which includes those who are sinners, and as long as they remember the atonement of Jesus Christ, which is his sacrifice of his life on the cross for us, and believe in Jesus, salvation is possible. And because of God's righteousness is that of perfect justice and faithfulness, it ensures the availability of salvation for all, through faith, not by the works of law. Man's law. A critical moment to me is where it says in verse 26, "To declare, I say, at this time, no righteousness, that he may be just and the justifier of him which believeth in Jesus." This is critical as God is both just and the justifier for all who have faith in Jesus. And when it says justifier, it's saying only God can declare sinners righteous again. And that is a just thing that God does for us. When we as Christians sin, and we know we have sinned, or it is brought to our attention, we typically will either pray to God or go to confession. Catholics tend to go to confession quite a bit. Christians such as Latter-day Saints, they will speak directly to God, and they know that God and Jesus both know what is in our hearts, and as long as you're purely intent, we know God will forgive us and that we will be declared righteous again. A question I have is, when it comes to not knowing how to forgive yourself, how would you go about finding out how to forgive yourself? This is just as important as forgiving other people. For me, I went to my bishop. He explained to me and reminded me the atonement of Jesus, and because I was feeling really remorseful for what I've done in the past, and I really want to change, that God considered me righteous again. So this is my take on Romans 3:21 through 26.